Oh,
All right, we're live.
all right. Is it we up?
Yeah, we're up.
Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to the place where sports opinions collide. This is Dead End Sports, and we thank you for tuning in and joining us each and every Tuesday night as we broadcast live on our YouTube stream. If you have not done so already, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dead End Sports. We got an abbreviated show tonight because it's being preempted by the Western Conference Finals. Game 4, Oklahoma City is about to tip off versus the Golden State Warriors. Of course, Oklahoma City is up 2-1. We'll talk about that real quick, and we'll also talk about the other series as well. We'll talk about the suspension or non-suspension of Draymond Green. Of course, I'm the host, 12 Kyle. I'm not doing the show tonight by myself. Got the boys along with me. I got Ken, Fee4, and Beezy. Fellas, what up?
Hey, howdy. What's going on?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Chilling, man. What's going on?
Hey, man. Hey, man. We gotta get on. We gotta get on that golf course, Kyle. I know our schedule.
Man, yeah, we got to sit down. We got to knock out our time, man, because it's. I don't want it to be too hot before we get out there.
Yeah.
Because this weather right now is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So y'all definitely have something nailed down by the end of the week. As I mentioned, we're going to NBA talk tonight, hot and heavy, real quick. Get you in and get you out. We know you guys are tuning in and going to be tuning into the game as well. So we know that we're big, but we're not as big as the Western Conference Finals. So let's start right there, man. FIFO, start with you, man. Draymond Green, we saw the kick on what was it, Sunday night? Did not get suspended. I guess the first question I have: do you think he should have been suspended? And are you buying the NBA's excuse as to why he wasn't?
What was the NBA excuse? Because I think I missed that.
They put in a nutshell, without going into long detail, they basically said they upgraded it from a flagrant 1 to a flagrant 2. They hit him with a $25,000 fine, but they did not deem it suspended because they felt like he wasn't necessarily trying to do Steven Adams any harm per se, but they did say that they took out the measure of whether or not they would explore whether or not it was intent, whether or not his intent was to kick him in the nuts. so that's what in a nutshell, that's what their explanation was.
Okay. For me, I don't think he should have been suspended, mainly because when I look at it, it doesn't look like he had intent. It looks like he lost the ball, and we see it all the time. People flail. As soon as you lose it, your legs go everywhere. To me, that's what I saw. I also feel the NBA with their ruling. I'm not necessarily against them. I think Stephen A made the best point. If there is a shadow of a doubt that he did not do it, then you cannot suspend him. If you think it's 99% that there was intent, that point one stops you from suspending him. And I think that's what they kind of ran into, because when you watch it, to me, it doesn't look like he had any type of intent. It didn't look like it was on purpose. He lost the ball, he flailed, he turned around, he walked away. It's not like, I think if you did it with intent, you know, he just would have been there sizing him up like, yeah, and what? It was none of that, man. I honestly don't. Draymond is highly emotional. He is the heart and soul of that Golden State Warrior team. But I also think that he's smart, and I don't think that he's gonna try to do anything to hurt his team. I don't think he did that intentionally. I think it was a mistake. But from here on forward, we'll continue to keep a close eye on it. And I think that if anything like that happens again, because obviously this is the second go round, because
Right.
I think he did it in game one, and obviously that was unintentional as well. He was going up for a layup. When I'm jumping, a knee is gonna go up. So it just so happened to hit Steven Adams again in the same area. But I think the NBA got this one right. And I'm glad that they did not succumb to the pressure of the Dante Jones ruling. You know what I'm saying? That they didn't say that just because we did this over here, we're gonna do it over here. I think that they handle it really well. So I'm glad for Golden State because going down 3-1, not a good look.
Right. B, what about you, man? Your take on whether or not he should have been suspended, and are you buying what the NBA had to say?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, echo FIFO's sentiments exactly. Me and FIFO we play ball, so in that situation when either get stripped or fouled or whatever, you're gonna like flare up like that, and your feet's gonna go everywhere. It so happens that Adams it was just one of those wrong places at the wrong times type of ordeal. You know what I'm saying? Like he just the Jules caught the bad end of that of Draymond Green's foot. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm just glad. I guess just for NBA sakes that he didn't get suspended because of course if he'd have got suspended, then the excuses would have been thrown out already. Oh well, they didn't have Draymond for this game, so if Golden State lose, it's because they didn't have him fully. They didn't have Draymond Green, one of the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors. So I don't want no excuses. Just in case OKC pulls out and win this series, I want it to be both teams had full roster and everything. I don't want well, that game was messed up because Draymond didn't play. And I'm just you got to have the stars playing in playoff games. Yeah, like I said, I don't think he intentionally kicked Adams in the groin. I mean, of course they kind of wanted to bring it up because of him yapping in Adams' ear. It was that in game 2 at the beginning of game 2 because Adams said the monkey comment. So people look at it like, well, is that like little payback? Like boom.
Right.
But it just from what I've seen, play ball. Me and FIFO ride, we all can tell you like sometimes stuff like that happen. I don't think he intentionally did that. He know what's in stake, and he don't want to jeopardize. Like FIFO said, he don't want to jeopardize not being there for his team. So yeah. I didn't look at it as intentional. Of course they just it was just blown up only because of the monkey comment that Adams said and the way Draymond was aggressive in Adams' face in game 2 when they won game 2. So and it was just to escalate and just to build up. So I think that's why it was kind of taken out. If Adams wouldn't have made that comment and Draymond wouldn't did what he did in game 2, I think we probably wouldn't really be talking about it that much, or NBA wouldn't, or ESPN wouldn't be paying attention to it as much. But just because of the build-up, I think that's why we have like a story, something to talk about. Oh, is he gonna be suspended? Whatever. So that's all. I don't think it was intentional
though. Kenneth, your take.
Man, y'all are crazy. Y'all know good and damn well that man intended to kick Steven Adams. Especially
do that, man. He didn't mean to do that, man. He didn't mean to do that.
He intentionally kicked him.
Oh God, what the hell?
Dog, like he was looking straight down. It's easy to make it seem unintentional, but he had control of what he was doing. Yes, he flails all the time, but you guys are not gonna sit here and convince me that this man did not intend to kick that man. I think he knew he could probably get away with it by saying he didn't mean to do it, but I think he did it, and I think the quick little monkeys had something to do with it, because he been going at Steven Adams this whole time. I think it was intentional, and I think the NBA failed by not suspending him. I understand you want the teams at full strength, but we all remember 2007, and I know that you can't compare, but I'm comparing it in this sense. The rules are the rules, and back then they stuck to the rules. I know it was under a different regime, which was Stern, and we got Silver, this time. But the fact is, the NBA has always stuck to their guns, and I think the integrity of the game meant more than showing preferential treatment toward certain teams or players because it's the playoffs.
Come on, man. Ken, the rule is the rule, and if you read what the NBA said, right? Like they stuck to the rule.
No, they did not.
What are you doing? I feel like you're reaching right now.
And I'll tell you why, because I tweeted this through the Dead End Sports account. Intent is not a factor. Recklessness is a factor.
Whether or not they
the
endangered the
basketball.
player.
Right. All
Which
of
is
it.
why it's a flagrant two, why it got upgraded.
But here's okay.
So,
So
so, so, so reckless endangerment of a player does not equal suspension. That
flagrant
equals flagrant two.
flagrant two and the $25,000 fine is their way out. That's
It's
all
the
this is.
rule. No, no, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't
They
talk
suspended
about
players
keeping it
before.
to the rules, and then they obviously equivocated this scenario to the rule, and then you have an issue with the rule.
No, 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 no. You can suspend players for this. They've done it before. There is a precedent set for this type of thing. I know Ibaka wasn't suspended that one time. I know Chris Paul wasn't suspended, but there was a play very similar to this where Dwayne Wade was coming up the court and he was stripped and he kicked somebody flailing, and he was suspended. I think they pick and choose depending on the situation who they. I think they didn't want to mess up this finals, and I understand it, and I think like you're saying you agree with Stephen A. Smith. I agree with Skip Bayless. I think they went with what was best, and they
Right.
didn't want to. They didn't want to give any excuses for OKC winning this thing, so they went with the easy way out. That man intended to kick that man. There's nothing you guys are going to do to convince me that he didn't, and I'm
Well, how
disappointed
can
the
you
NBA
prove?
did not
Well,
stick to their guns.
to be honest, people, there's really no now to answer your question. There's no way that you can prove it. You guys know it's rare, damn near never that I agree with Ken, but I agree with Ken 100%. I think the intent was there. I think he was flailing his arms and legs at the time, but I think and Draymond's comments after the game was he didn't know that he kicked him. He said he walked back to the free throw line. Come on, man, you kicked the dude in the nuts. When the last time you kicked somebody in the nuts and didn't know you kicked him in the nuts? You kick somebody in the nuts, you know you kicked him in the nuts. So my thing is, I think the NBA what they did was the fact that Draymond Green did not get kicked out of that game told me that they had something to fall back on. Now I didn't think that they were going to fall back on it, but if you read Kiki Vandeweghe's statement, he basically said, well, we're going to give him a flagrant two, but the refs didn't kick him out, so we're going to kind of rock out with that. So he kind of threw it back on the refs as if to say, okay, well, we're just going to upgrade this to a flagrant two. Obviously, if he gets another flagrant, he's out for a game. But, I guess for OKC's sake, if you beat Golden State, you don't want any excuses. And to be honest, Draymond Green probably kicked him because Steven Adams is handling him. I mean, he's giving him the work. And they are punishing when Golden State goes small, they get punished down low. And to be honest, Draymond Green stunk the other day. So, and no, they're going to need him to come up big tonight. But at the end of the day, I mean, he hasn't played well. I mean, I take it back. He played well in game one. He had a decent line in game two, but they won. But game three, those guys were in his head. So, and he was very frustrated. So, I think what's going to happen is the NBA, like I said, they fell back on the rule. I agree with Ken. I think they didn't. The NBA has this underlying thing where they don't necessarily want to suspend superstars, even though if you know the NBA's history in the past, they have suspended superstars. Obviously, if you get rid of a guy like Dante Jones, he doesn't affect that series. You get rid of Draymond Green for a game, it really affects the series because Golden State can't afford to go down 3-1. Now, they may still go down 3-1, but it'll be with Draymond Green on the court.
he kicked that man. Look, Draymond has a history too, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Draymond throughout the season has been body slamming people. He body slammed somebody in Boston, and he body slammed somebody in Houston, and he hasn't received any type of. Now they announced it on the NBA report the next day, but the guy has a history of doing antics like this, and for once he finally got caught. But fortunately for him, it didn't affect him. Now he's one flagrant away from being kicked out again, and the way the NBA has been ruling flagrants left and right, that could be incidental as well. But and to be fair, there were other incidents where the NBA hasn't suspended, like Drummond probably should. Drummond, Isaiah Thomas, and Kevin Durant all hit people upside the head, and I think they didn't get kicked out or suspended as well. But it is what it is, man. I think going back to the flagrant two and the way Kiki Vandeweghe worded it is that he's saying the flagrant two, if they would have kicked him out that would have been the equivalent of him being kicked out of that game, which they lost anyway by 30-something. So, it kind of washes itself out. But I think they took the easy way out. But you know what? I mean, what does Stephen A. Smith say? To be the man, you got to beat the man. So here we are.
Yeah, so we see what happens. So again, the game will tip off again. If you're just now tuning in, thanks for joining us. This is going to be a preemptive show. We're not going to go the full 2 hours. We're going to go probably about 9:15, at least through maybe the first quarter. We'll give you guys a little commentary because we know everybody's watching the game at the time of this recording. So we talked about the kick. Now let's shift our focus before the game tips off into the game. Are the Warriors in trouble? And if so, how much trouble are they in?
Yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble. And I know, yes, anyone can look defeated when you get blown out by 20 plus points because Golden State is so used to doing all the blowing out themselves. But the way they was looking at the end of Game 3, when just OKC was just not playing. You know how you can just, when you playing ball and you can just like smell the fear in your opponent's eyes and just while you out there in the court. And I really feel like OKC, they smell blood now. I think they really smell blood on this Golden State Warriors squad, and I really think they're gonna come out. This upcoming game that's getting ready to come on, that's getting ready to start. I think they're gonna really try to come out and really put their neck on Golden State's throat because you feel if OKC can pull off this victory, secure home court, go up 3-1. It's going to be tough for Golden State to win 3 straight.
Right.
I really think it is. Where you still have a game left, being played back here at OKC too. So, I don't know, man. I do think Golden State's in trouble because they really looked defeated, when they at the end of that Game 3 loss, man. Like, it was just a look on them that you just didn't see. And especially, and then mentally too, if they win this game, this will be the first time all season that Golden State has lost 2 consecutive back-to-back games. So just think what else that can do to their psyche, if OKC can pull out this win tonight. You know what I'm saying? And, you see Draymond Green playing, like, out of character and stuff. It's just like, is this getting to him? Is OKC really getting to him? And Westbrook is just giving it to Stephen Curry, but it's freaking Westbrook. So what you expect? I mean,
right.
Westbrook, it'd be crazy how people be saying, oh, man, I think we need to start, checking for Stephen Curry or something because now he's getting worked by Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook,
he work everybody.
Right, he's like top 3. Some people say top 3, top 5 player in the NBA right now. Of course, Westbrook can work anyone. It's not like Stephen Curry out there getting worked by Brandon Jennings or something like that on a nightly basis. He's getting worked by Russell Westbrook, the premier creme de la creme of the league right now. So, ain't no point of saying, oh, you need to start checking Steph Curry or whatever for his defense. Dude, Westbrook is like one of the coldest dudes in the league, man. So, yeah, man, kill that noise. You need to stop that. But, yeah, I do think Warriors are in trouble because they smell blood, man. And the worst thing you want to do give a team is confidence. I don't care what level of sport you're playing, whether it's Pee-wee, JV, varsity, AAU, whatever, college. You do not want to give a team confidence. Once they have that confidence and feel like, wait a minute, we can really, really beat these dudes. These dudes ain't nothing. Bam. Yeah, you have it. So, yeah, we see how this game play out, man. Let's see if OKC going to really go for the kill.
No doubt, no doubt. What about you, Ken? How much trouble, or do you think Golden State is in any trouble?
You know what? I don't know. Because initially I thought they were, and then I read an article today, and it was saying that during the blowout, Draymond Green and Curry was on the bench laughing, like there was nothing wrong. So it shows that they still have a little bit of confidence, but the rest of the team, speaking of what B is talking about, the rest of the team themselves, Livingston had his arms folded, Clay had his towel over his head. Mm-hmm. They seemed a little bit down and despondent. Mm-hmm. I think that what they went through last year, granted against a weakened opponent, helps them because it gives them the experience of being in this position before. So I don't think they're going to initially panic. I know they do believe this is a must-win game, but I'm 100% with B. OKC with all of the experience they have, being in the finals before with Westbrook, and they're playing with extreme confidence. I said it before this series started. They are not afraid of Golden State. They want to Golden State. They feel they are the better team. They have a 2-1 lead. They have a chance to go up 3-1 on their home court, and they are going to go for it. Whether or not they get it, that remains to be seen. But they're going to go for it, and I have a feeling that Golden State understands that. And at some point, when will the pressure of winning 73 games, hit them that they could potentially go down, especially if they start trailing, by a significant amount of points in this game. So I think that the situation they're in, with the potential to go down 3-1 against OKC, puts them in trouble, but I think they're confident enough that they can rebound and tie this series up.
No doubt, no doubt. Looks like people disappeared.
Yeah, not bad.
So I think at least so far from where, and of course the game just started, but I think really what Golden State is facing, and B mentioned it a few minutes ago, that they have not lost back-to-back games all season. That says a lot. Including the playoffs. What that tells me is that they're able to, adjust and readjust even more so, and have that focus to, be ready and ready to play on a night-to-night basis. Obviously, the regular season doesn't mean anything now. I think Golden State, at least based on a few minutes that I've seen thus far early in this game, Golden State looks like a different team. They look a little bit more aggressive. OKC looks like they're, not as aggressive as they were the other night. But this is a must, and I hate using the term must win, but this is a must win for OKC. Mm-hmm. They've got to win this game. If they don't win this game, you can't afford to give Golden State back to home court, because you don't figure that you're going to win 2 of the next 3, which would be played in Oracle. Now you could probably, and Kenny Smith, I heard him say it on the pregame, it's one thing to get 1 game on somebody else's court. He said it's much harder to get 2 games. So I think that's the thing that you have to guard against. And I think where, OKC is, they just really have to go for the kill. I think that's their mentality, but they're going to have to go for the kill because, when you're going up against the champs, they're not going to give it away easy. They're just not, and they're not supposed to. But I think I predicted that Golden State would win this series. So I'm thinking this was going 7. I think Golden State's going to win tonight. But I think we're in for a great game. I don't foresee a blowout in any sort. I think both teams are going to come out and they're going to, the first 5-10 minutes, they're going to kind of feel each other out. But it's going to be about body blows and who can withstand the punches. So we'll see.
And OKC welling, and that's the thing, man. Like in every single game, even the one that they were blowing out in, they welling, dog. They throwing haymakers, and they're continuing to play aggressive, even when like they were sloppy at the beginning of this game. But they're still going at them, and they're being way more aggressive than Golden State at the moment, and basically this whole series. And the other thing is that the refs are allowing physical play. And,
yeah, they are.
And I think that with Adams and who else, where everybody they have pretty much Ibaka, that kind of bodes a little bit well for OKC. But it's a long ways to go, man. I picked OKC in 6. I think they need to get this one for that to happen, because I think they'll lose tomorrow if they do go up 3-1 and close it out at home. But
no doubt. And we'll see. I mean, like I said, the game is on right now. Thank you guys for tuning in, everybody who's watching right now. Definitely appreciate the love. As I mentioned earlier, this is Dead End Sports. I'm your host, 12 Kyle, joined by the crew, Beezy, FIFO, and Ken. FIFO has disappeared, but hopefully he'll be back in a second. We're going to flip it over to the Eastern Conference. This series is tied 2-2. I don't think any of us predicted that it would be. I know personally, I said that they'd get swept. Ken, man, what is going on? What are we to make of Toronto winning 2 games on their home floor?
Well, I got to give it to B, man. He said Toronto is a good home team, and I think that's shown. I think we saw that in those 2 wins, and that win last night, buckets. Oh my God, what is happening right
Oh, I
now?
know it.
What is happening right now?
You go.
Who's who right now? Who is who, B? I don't know who's who.
Oh my God.
Anyway, let me get back to that. It's a long way to go, man, but
Yeah,
it
still a
came
lot
out
of
with a lot of
basketball.
confidence, man. This is crazy. Man, B, man, if they, anyway, this is wild. But anyway, it shows that they're a good team, and I think that look, Dwayne Casey made a lot of adjustments, and Lou hasn't countered. They were giving up everything in the paint, and Casey has basically closed that off. And he's doing what Bud tried to do and made the Cavs a three-point shooting team.
Right.
And it's working because 3 for 22 in the first half, and you keep jacking them up.
Whoa, let me pause
worked.
you right there, Ken.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad I came back right here. I'm glad. See, everything has perfect timing. Because what the hell are you talking about? And what the hell is you watching? Because if you didn't watch, especially in that fourth quarter, the adjustment that Tyrone Lue made, then that means that you're not watching basketball the way I'm watching basketball.
He went to the most efficient lineup, according to the stat guys, in the playoffs, is that lineup that he went to.
But it's not just the lineup, though, Ken. It's what you do with that lineup to get what you want to get. Now, do you know what he was doing and why it was effective in the second half?
Spreading them out on the perimeter to create lanes for LeBron. And LeBron...
It's not just that, though. It's how you do it, right? Because you can put a lineup of 4 other perimeter guys with LeBron and be like, oh, go out there and just do. No, it doesn't work that simply. What happened was the same thing Rick Carlisle did to the Miami Heat team when LeBron had the meltdown in the finals, which was you put a big man shooter in the corner, you run pick and roll, and then that corner big man that was protecting the paint can no longer protect the paint.
Right.
So you watch in that second half when I believe Cleveland was like 7 out of 9 or 7 out of 10 from 3, and that second half was because, number one, Channing Frye, because he came in knocking down shots. K Love didn't hit nothing all day, right? Because in that first half,
he was awful.
He missed like 5 open corner threes. In that second half, Channing Frye killed him from that left side. They kept Frye in that corner to keep Biyombo out the paint. They ran pick and roll with Deli and LeBron, and essentially LeBron took Tristan Thompson's place. Because if you watch the cast throughout the year, every time Deli's throwing a lob, it's to Tristan.
It's to Tristan Thompson, right.
The difference was it was LeBron this time. So that's what Ty Lue did in terms of an adjustment. And I think that if Dwayne Casey continues to allow Cleveland to shoot threes, I think Ty Lue is going to go to this lineup a little bit more, and he's going to have more variations of what he did in that second half. There was an adjustment. Ty Lue made a great adjustment. The reason why I think the Cavs faltered during the end was because of focus and execution. Focus and execution. I think it was as simple as that. Because they was down, I think, what was the most? They was down 18 points?
They were down 18, yeah.
And they had a 4-point lead with 7 minutes or something to go in the fourth?
They had a 3-point lead.
Okay, their biggest lead was a 3-point lead. They called the timeout. Toronto went on another run. They closed it again, but then they couldn't overtake that again. The problem is getting more efficient shooting at the beginning, so that way if you have to make a run, wow. If you have to make a run,
man.
That dude's special, man. Athletically, that guy, there's nobody that can compare.
Wow.
But Golden State has a history. They do this, though.
Of course.
They do this all the time.
Oh, my
God. They turn the ball over a lot.
If he would have made that shit. Oh, my God, strip.
Wow.
Dog, what is going on here?
Draymond not even running back, dog.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Buckets.
Wow, dog.
Buckets.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Gotta call another one. Call another one.
Oh, my God, dog. No, this is crazy. Oh, my God, dog.
Portland did the same thing, though. But Portland, they were young. It's a different team. But all I'm saying is, it's early. I'll continue to say it's early. But this is the start you want if you're OKC.
Oh, no
Oh
question.
yeah.
No
Oh
question.
yeah.
Because you wanted to be, you said it, man. They smelt that blood, dog, and now they eat, man. They nibbling on something, and it's tasting really good right now.
It's tasting really good right now, and they better keep this up
Yeah,
because
you got to keep it up. Got to keep it up.
You know, in this series, you know what I thought was the biggest moment for OKC was the third quarter of Game 4. Third quarter of Game 4 because they had them by a big lead, and Charles and the whole TNT staff said, whenever you have a team, you have to step on their neck in this moment. And they came out and they extended that lead, and they basically told Golden State with that third quarter run, oh yeah, it's about to be over for y'all. And they're playing like that. They're playing like 73 and what?
exactly.
Champion when?
Yeah.
We don't care. Don't care. What about today?
But back to the Cavs, like so we actually ended up leaving late, so I only caught I saw when the Cavs went up 3 in that quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big shot. Needed to hit that. Got to stay on your feet though. And I saw when they kind of went cold. So I didn't see like the third and parts of the fourth, but I was listening to it on the ESPN radio. So I knew he surrounded him with shooters. But yeah, what you breaking it down, like that makes completely sense. But what I was saying though is that to me that was the first adjustment Lou made in the series after going back to Toronto. So and it came like right at that moment. Up until then, he didn't know what to do. But it's just guys not making shots. It is what it is. But Fry is a 3-point specialist. That's all he does. Love isn't.
Well, let me ask you this, Ken. What about and I of course everybody beat Kevin Love up and rightfully so because he played like crap. But even though he played 46 minutes, your boy LeBron, the last 5 minutes did not score at all. And again, he played 46 minutes. I don't know if he was tired, but you're the superstar. You can't afford to not score and not put the team on your back, especially when they came back from 18, took a 3-point lead. That's when you have to take over. Where was LeBron in all of this? I listened to a lot of sports talk radio and ESPN and all the stuff like that, and almost everybody seemed to absolve LeBron of any guilt or anything like that. Part of that's on LeBron last night too, because he didn't come through. You're the superstar. You can't afford to go scoreless in the last 5 minutes of the game. That's unacceptable. Not from a star of his caliber. It's not. You can't play like that. You just can't.
Well, Stephen A. let him have it, and I kind of understand. I understand. I think some of the plays that he made late, I think they were good plays, but I kind of understand, man. Like, put your foot on their neck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got them going, and if you're struggling to make shots like they were, I think it's on you to go make something happen. And and he didn't, unfortunately. And then when you're playing 46 minutes, like, you need to come out with a win because you basically sacrifice a lot of time, effort, and energy.
Exactly.
For essentially what seems like nothing.
And it could have been a situation where, and if you remember, I know you said you didn't see all of the game, but LeBron probably he spent a lot of energy out there with the second unit. He was doing a lot of playmaking and creating for that second unit. And I just don't know if, and LeBron is in great shape. I would hate to say that he was tired or out of shape or anything like that, but he spent a lot of energy. It could be a situation where he just kind of ran out of gas.
Yeah, it could be. It could be, but I think that I won't say the Cavs are in trouble. They play well at home, but I think that this may go 7 because they haven't won in Toronto in a while, from what I've seen.
No, they haven't.
If you can't win in Toronto, then you're gonna have to win in the home, and home court is actually working on their favor now. But I have to absolutely, like, Cleveland hasn't played like we're used to them playing in the last 2 games. But that last game, I got to give DeRozan and Kyle Lowry props.
Oh, no question. No question.
DeRozan hit big shot after big shot after big shot. Like, every time, like, they were going back and forth. And DeRozan, he was there, man. He had clutch shot after clutch shot. So I gotta salute them boys for that, man, because I didn't see that coming at all.
Oh yeah, and especially when you think about what they went through. Lowry got a lot of flack for leaving, in game 2 right before halftime.
Yep.
DeRozan honestly wasn't playing that much better than Lowry was. And they both have struggled throughout this playoffs. And we said it right here, and I know personally I said it right here. I thought they'd get swept. So the fact that we're at least looking at 6 games is mind-boggling to me, because I really thought Cleveland would mop them up in Toronto.
All right, don't get sloppy, Westbrook.
Yeah. He's Westbrook gonna do his thing. I don't know where Durant's at, but Westbrook, yeah, he'll do that, man. But that's just how they play, dog. I think they can let go of the state. I mean, the basketball is a game of runs. I expect them to go on a run. I think they've done a good job of countering what felt like a run was coming, with Steph Curry getting into the line. But yeah, I'm with you, B. You can't get sloppy right now.
Well, I mean, and one thing you got to remember too, and I kind of have to remind people of this, especially when we're tweeting and stuff. Basketball is, like you said, it's a game of runs. The home team's gonna make a run. The home team's probably gonna make a few more runs because they have the emotion of the crowd and everything like that. But it's what can you do because let's just keep it real. This game will probably be close with 5 minutes left. Ken, you touched on it about last night's game. Execution. How can you execute? And Golden State is a team, obviously, that has executed very well, because, trust me, in those 73 wins, they weren't all blowouts. They won a lot of games by, the slimmest of margins. A dumb play here, a turnover here, a missed free throw there. So, they know how to win. Same for OKC, but OKC has been much maligned. Even though they played better here in the playoffs, they've been much maligned as far as their inefficiencies down the stretch. I think if you're Golden State, you want to keep it close. If you're OKC, you want to stretch this lead. And like people always says, no lead is safe against Golden State, because with their ability to make threes, they can close the gap that much quicker. So B, I'll ask you: are the Cavs in trouble? Do you think the Cavs are in trouble right now?
No, I don't think in trouble. I'm just mad that they proved me wrong, because I actually had them winning in 5. I knew Toronto was going to get a game. I knew definitely that they was going to get a game at home, because, I've always noticed and peeped throughout the season that Toronto is a pretty good home, pretty good. They're a pretty good team when they're playing at home. So I knew they was going to definitely sneak one. Not sneak one, but I definitely knew they was going to get one at home against. It was game 3. I knew they was going to get game 3. I just had a feeling they was going to get game 3. But I figured, game 4 was still going to be tight, and I thought Cavs was going to pull it out. But yeah, LeBron not taking a single field goal shot from 5:20 on to the rest of the fourth quarter. Come on, dude. Like, this is the freaking playoffs. This is the playoffs. You supposed to be LeBron James, supposed to be the superstar. You cannot go 5:20 in the fourth quarter without taking a field goal attempt. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. This is your chance to really put this team down 3-1. I always said, put your foot on their neck. And you're not even attempting a freaking field goal in the last 5:20. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, dude, you freaking 6'8", 270.
Right.
Like, dude, you should be posting up trying to get guys in foul trouble. Do something, man. Like, at this point, y'all, when they took the lead, I'm like, okay, Cavs about to go ahead and run away with this. LeBron just turned into let me make a best play, LeBron. Like, dude, dog, this is the freaking playoffs. This is your chance to go back to the finals again and get rid of the Raptors. And you just gave them confidence. You gave them life confidence. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're in trouble, but you just don't give that team that confidence, man. So now Toronto's feeling good. They're like, yeah, we secured our home court. Let's try to steal one on their home court in Game 5 and come back in Game 6 and finish it off. So now, LeBron, in this situations as a superstar, you can't give teams confidence. Superstars don't give other teams confidence. If that was, you can name them. If it was any other, the Kobe's, the Magics, the Barkleys, the Isaiahs, the
Jordans,
the Birds, they wouldn't have gave Toronto confidence. They'd be like, wait a minute, hold on, 5 minutes left. Let's shut this down right now. and they would have took over. They would have took over, and Toronto would have been. Their fans would have been sick. They'd have been going back home sad because they're down 3-1, and it would have been over. This series would have been over. Now you're just giving them confidence. LeBron, you have to, dude. You have to. You're supposed to be in kill mode because you don't want to go to the NBA Finals again and lose. The way you was looking like you lost your best friend and your puppy last year after y'all won. I should be seeing red in your eyes from here on out. Like you should just be like a bull, ready to take charge and take over the game. You know what I'm saying? I understand you want to get your other players involved, and it helps when your guys are rolling. You got J.R. Smith hitting shots, Kyrie Irving hitting shots, and Kevin Love. Kevin Love is looking like Kevin Love again. He's starting to disappear.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I was going. That was going to be my next question. B.
Yeah, he's
how much
starting to disappear.
How much do you blame? Because I heard a lot of people crapping on Kevin Love, man. How much do you? And we talked about it via text last night. Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson.
How much you paying Tristan? You paying him like what? 82
million, something like that, Ken?
Yep.
82 mil, and you paying him 82 mil for.
So my question to the two of you. What is Lou gonna? Because I heard even somebody on ESPN saying that I think it was Brian Windhorst saying that Tyronn Lue looked like a rookie head coach out there last night. So what is it that he's gonna have to do to tweak it to where he can get the most out of Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson, or is this a series where he's gonna get the most out of them? Ken?
I think he may have to play Fry a lot more to keep Bismack on the perimeter if Tristan Thompson can't handle him.
Okay, so let me stop you there, Ken. So you're the coach. You're Tyronn Lue. Is it a situation where you start a Fry over Thompson?
Nah. You still go with your team, man, and just stick to your rotations. Players are comfortable when they're in something that's constantly familiar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's routine, and players like routine. So just stick to your rotations and make in-game adjustments as needed. Don't do it to him, KD.
Oh my God!
Don't do it, KD.
You would have made that.
I hate when they take hero shots like that, but it's KD. He can hit those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say damn, what is going on with Golden State?
Hey, is KD guarding Stephen Curry?
It looks like it.
Switching off.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wow, that's a heck of a
Westbrook, yo, dog.
No,
you're right, Ken. Both teams are bad with these hero shots, man. They take a lot of hero shots.
But yeah, stick to your. I hate I didn't get a chance to see Game 3 as much so I could see what was really going on with Kevin Love.
I heard he got injured. I heard
he tweaked his ankle. He actually rolled his ankle on the ref. He stepped on the ref's foot and rolled his ankle.
But because in the previous series they were giving it to him, at the elbow. They gave it to him in the post. He wasn't just relegated to shooting 3-point shots. See, these are the plays that get him in trouble. This is a 3-point shooting team. And they can make them in bunches. Westbrook gotta control that. Sloppy, man. That's how they've managed to lose their game. Is ill-advised turnovers. And I know
it's a lot of turnovers in this game already.
You can't
both sides.
Yeah, you can't just get over cocky. And I think they're getting a little too cocky. Run your offense. Because now look at it. It went from 28-19 to a 6-point game.
Yep.
Anyway,
just that fast.
Yeah, turnovers. They and look at another one.
And ironically, Ken, in Game 1, that was the difference for Golden State. For OKC to win in Oracle. They had, I think, 14 turnovers in the first half, and they had 2 in the second half, and that's when they made their run.
And so that shot by KD. KD shouldn't have shot that.
When OKC doesn't turn the ball over, they're in great shape against this team. But when they turn the ball over, it's bad. It's bad.
You look at that. Look, turnovers.
It was 6-1. Now it's 7-6.
Yeah. See, you can't.
Trouble, Robinson.
And Golden State turns the ball over a lot, but they score a lot, so it almost kind of balances out. OKC can't afford to turn the ball over a lot against this team. it doesn't work.
I see you, Adams. Look at that, just terrible, man. They just let the
standing
ball.
around after he blocked the shot. Like,
Yeah, my man mentioned it in the chat room. He said ISO and turnovers. Yeah, that'll kill any kind of offense you're trying to have. ISO and turnovers.
Well, Golden State survived.
Golden State survived. Yeah, they did. This quarter could have got ugly. It could have got ugly real fast.
All they have to do is take care of the ball, man.
They were up, what, 14?
Yeah, man.
Start turning it over. There they go. They back in it. But, I mean, I think if you're OKC, you got something to point to. But all they needed to do was just survive that first quarter barrage, and they have.
Right.
Now it's a game. They're all the way back in it. But if you're Billy Donovan, you're like, yo, man, like, look at the turnovers we had in the last 3 to 4 minutes. We can't be doing that. And they have. So, but that's how OKC play. But like you said, Kyle, when they don't turn the ball over, they have a tendency they can win. But yeah, hero shots and
just bad. And that's the thing, man. I mean, you look at a situation where it was a 14 point lead, and you could have blew the roof off the building, and now it's only 4, and that's the end of the first quarter. Well, fellas, folks, we are done from here. As I mentioned at the top, we were only going to talk just for a little bit. We obviously aren't as big as the NBA Finals. Western Conference Finals. So what we wanted to do was talk about the foul, the the non-suspension of Draymond Green, and talk about both series, and we got that accomplished. Of course, we will be back next Tuesday night. Same time, regular time, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you follow us on all social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. We're everywhere. Follow us individually as well. Make sure that you check us out. We have more stuff coming. And that's going to do it for this week. So for FIFO, who seemed to disappear, Ken, B, I'm your host, 12 Kyle. We'll holler at you guys next week. Peace.
Peace. And FIFO just had issues with his system, so he wasn't able to join back.
FIFO need to get off the AOL.
All right, we'll holler at y'all.
Peace.
Peace.